Hey, everybody. I am just getting set up and getting this blasted over on Facebook. In the meantime, if you have any questions or topics you would like to address, please hit me up either in the chat or in the Q&A, and I will be happy to answer them. Good afternoon, everybody. We're just going to give a couple more minutes, let everybody get online. I'm going to get my manage and my automate up so I can field all of your questions. In the meantime, if you have any questions that you would like addressed, please feel free to add them into the Zoom chat or the Facebook chat or the Zoom Q&A. All right. Can everybody hear me okay? Let's get started. Today is Tuesday, February 25th, last Tuesday in February. Yay! All right, and it is time for ConnectWise Tuesday. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Will Young. I am the technical or automate specialist over at Baring McKinley. Please feel free to throw any questions, manage, automate, anything you have questions on. Please feel free to add them in the chat or the Q&A, and I'll be happy to get them. I've got some questions from Jill and my favorite friend, anonymous attendee, and we'll start with those, and then we'll see where the day takes us. All right. So, anonymous attendee, can the email connector in Manage include the header information from the email and put it into the initial description of the ticket? Are you talking about like the actual email headers, Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous? Okay. I don't believe that is possible, but one thing we can do is, let me pull up my Manage. One moment, please. You can, from within the ticket, we can open up the actual email that you received, and that will allow us to, you can easily get the header right from the ticket. Let me see if I can find a good example of that. And I don't right now. Okay, sorry, my Manage Sandbox doesn't have an email connector set up to it, but anytime you get an email, it's a ticket emailed to you. It's added to the attachments tab of your ticket. So there you can view the actual .eml file, or you can do it right from the ticketing screen. Just click on the little Outlook icon, and then there you've got the fresh email, and you'll be able to view the headers from there. Okay, next question. Is it possible for ConnectWise, Manage or Automate, to send an alert email based on upcoming warranty expirations? Yes, from either system. We can build an internal monitor in Automate to look for that data in the database and and alert on it. Or I believe that can be done with configurations and configuration workflows inside of Manage. It all depends on how you're getting that warranty information. If you're just using the baked-in Automate product, or if you're using, let's say, Warranty Master or another third-party thing to collect your warranty information, that'll dictate kind of which table in the database we're looking at to collect the data inside of Automate. Okay. Jill wants to know what others on the call are using for marketing campaigns. Are you using the CW campaign or another add-in? So we'll just leave that guy open up to the crowd. If anybody wants to add into the chat kind of what they're using for ConnectWise marketing, if they're using the ConnectWise campaign or another solution. I know I can tell you we use HubSpot, but let's open that up to the forum. If anybody else is using something else, add that onto the throw it in the chat, and we'll come back to that one, Jill. Okay, can you require the type on an opportunity? Yes. So if you let me get into my manage. Then I will share my screen. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully I don't screw this one up. All right. So Jill, if we go to the custom fields setup table, and under the pod description, I just searched for opportunity, and you see this opportunity number. Here we have the opportunity type field up on the top. I can click on that and then check this box to make the field required. Additionally, if I wanted to hide the opportunity type, I don't know why you would do that. We could do that as well. All right, next question. Okay, Ed would like to know if there's somewhere in the ticket that links to the monitor or rule that is generated so we can turn that monitor off. Yes and no. If it's coming from Automate, usually it'll tell you what the name of that monitor is, and then we have to go find that either in the internal or remote monitors. Let me pull up my screen. I can show you another way that I like to do it. Let me share my screen again. So Edward, another way you can do it is just click on the machine inside of Automate. And if you right click on the computer, or I'm sorry, on the gear, and we go down to the bottom to tickets. Here I can see all of the different tickets for this computer. But most of the, here I can see this came from our performance monitor, pages/inputs per second. And then that'll tell me, that tells me which monitor to go for. But the subject, I'll say most of the time, the subject will tell me the name of the monitor. Mr. Daniel, I miss you, bud. He is asking, without having a configuration tied to an agreement for Automate to sync, how can I get a configuration to automatically add as a config to a ticket based on the contact? Auto asset to contact sync. I believe your best bet is to have it come over from the Automate ticket. I don't know if I have an answer for that off the top of my head, Daniel. Let me think on that, and if I find a way, I'll send you an email. Holden is asking, how do I set up Automate to generate alerts on things like low disk space or services not running? Holden, that should be happening out of the box. If it's not, then that tells me that you don't have a service plan assigned on your location. So what that looks like, let me share my screen again. Okay, we're gonna open up our location. We are gonna go over to the Ignite tab. And here we're going to set our service plans. So I will tell you, for the most part, you're going to want one of these managed plans unless you have a break fix client. If you have a break fix client, the service plan you want is no contract. Otherwise, you're going to want managed 8x5 or 24/7. So you would assign your service plans for your workstations and your servers, and then check this box to enable onboarding. Once you do that, those machines will start getting the alerts that you were speaking of, Holden. All right. Nicholas, we are currently using third-party plugins for Bitdefender Gravity Zone. Is it possible to automate the process for ticket creation while malware is detected? Currently opens a ticket, shows resolved malware, but we would like to force an additional scan after the malware is removed and update the tickets. Nicholas, for your for your Bitdefender, is that, are you using it with Automate and Manage or just with Manage? Edward has the same question about Bitdefender. Currently, ticket syncner. Currently, the ticket is syncing through Automate. Okay, so is there an Automate script? Yes. Okay. Here's what I would do. I would have a ConnectWise managed workflow that is looking for Bitdefender resolved tickets. And if it finds any, I would have that trigger an Automate script to run the scan and then update those notes. So how that would look is like so. If we go into our workflow rules, we'll call this Bitdefender test. And we are going to look at service tickets and on our specific board. Okay, so the event we would look for is summary like Bitdefender. And I'm taking a couple of assumptions because honestly, I haven't worked a whole lot with that Bitdefender plugin or with Bitdefender tickets. and the ticket status is resolved or whatever. So we have that as our event, and then our action can be run ConnectWise automate script. And I don't have it set up yet, but we could have a script, have this call your run Bitdefender scan script, and then it'll put the notes inside your ticket. I love it when I get to make automate or manage workflows call automate scripts. It's one of my favorite things to do. Nicholas, one moment. Let me see if I can find this in another instance. Okay, here, let me share this screen. Okay, so here's my run automate script in my workflow. So I can pull up a list of all my different scripts inside of automate. And if the script succeeds, here's what I want the ticket status to be. If it fails, set the ticket status, but then we could put the script notes, which would be anything that's picked up or depending on how your script runs, and add it to your ticket discussion or your internal analysis. Nicholas, does that answer your question? Okay. Jill is asking, is there a better way to display company logo on our invoice, PO, sales order, etc.? It seems our rendering is very grainy and not crisp at all. All CW advises is to follow their resolution requirements, which doesn't help. Anyone find a better way? Jill, I've gotten around the company logo on the invoice by building a custom invoice template. That might be a way to do it. Otherwise, if you upload your company logo in a higher resolution, that should help as well. Do you know where to do that? Jill, I'm sorry, I don't have a resolution I recommend. Let me ask the rest of my team and see if they have one, or if they know one. I will get back to you on that. All right, am I all caught up on the questions? All right. How do I set up a rule to add someone to a ticket as CC in action? I need to CC a manager on any tickets that come in from a certain contact. I added the contacts to a contact type. I added the service alert to pop-up dispatch, make sure their manager is CC. Want to create a workflow rule to add the contact as a CC, but the options I see don't work. Daniel, what you were trying to do is one of my top feature requests of all time in Manage. Let me look and see if they're. So Daniel wants to automatically CC a person on a ticket. And I don't believe that that's possible yet. But I have worked like heck adding that to the enhancement request. I feel like it's a no-brainer. All right. Anybody have any other questions or things they'd like me to show or demo or anything? Oh, and did anybody else have want to put in what they're using for marketing campaigns? For Jill, she was asking the group. Nicholas is asking, for creating scripts and automate, how do we input variables that accepts input at the time of running the script so we don't need to hard code specifics for individual customers? Nicholas, those are called parameters. Let me show you what that looks like. So inside of automate, if I go into scripts, over here, you see this tab called globals and parameters. Here I can type in the name of my parameter, let's call it ticket. We want to add it right there. Then anytime I run this, script, when you go to run it, I'm going to put nothing in my script but my parameter. When you run it, right down here is where you would type in what you would like to type. But if this is customer specific, I would recommend that you use an extra data field and then set it per client as opposed to expecting your technician to appropriately add it each time they run the script. All right, what else we got today? Nicholas is saying that's exactly how I'd like to run at a client-specific level, essentially. Okay, so we can run an extra data field and then call that extra data field value in our script, Nick. It's probably a little more than we can get through today demoing for everybody, but send me an email and we can walk through it on a call. While we're waiting for some more questions to come in, let me give the public service announcements. We are here every Tuesday at noon. These videos are all being recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. I am going to add my email address to the chat. If anybody wants to talk further, please feel free to reach out. I'm will@baringmckinley.com. Next week, Rose will be here and the topic will be manage. I will be back in 2 weeks with Automate. Our third Tuesday of March, we will be discussing, Rose will be back with Cell. And then our fourth Tuesday, we will have TimeZest will be here walking through their product, which is a phenomenal ticket scheduling product that we're starting to use internally at Baring McKinley. I know ConnectWise is using it internally with their support. Can't wait to show you guys all about it and everything that it has to offer. So we still got half an hour left. If anybody has any questions or please feel free to let me know. Daniel, no, not yet. But I don't know if I saw that email. Was there any questions anybody had that I didn't, that you need further explanation on? Did I answer everything thoroughly? Edward, note to self, variables are called parameters. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Parameters can be run on the script when you run it. Can be run on the script. Parameters can be entered upon the script execution. I don't talk so good sometimes. Can you show me the part I asked earlier? Which part was that, Ed? The parameters? Oh, somewhere on the ticket that links to the monitor or the rule that generated it. Yes, so really just look at your ticket subject or the ticket notes. So I'm going to do this straight from Automate. Okay, so Ed, from this screen, I've got a couple options. The first one is I can right click on the gear and go over here to tickets, and I can see all of the tickets that this computer has. And if I look at the subject, almost all of these are going to tell me the name of the monitor that's picking these up. This guy is coming from my service monitor. Whoop. And this guy's coming from my disk cleanup monitor. Now, the other option I can do is I can right click and I can go to monitors. Now this only works for remote monitors, which are checks directly against the agent. But if I go here, I can see all of the monitors, the remote monitors that are on my system, or on this, applied for this particular computer. And if I click on it and I look on the right, you see the source, I can see what group this monitor is being applied from. All right, Ed, did that help? Tony is asking about the script syntax and what language is used. Tony, Automate's got its own scripting engine, but we can add functions in almost whatever language you want. If you check out the university there's a couple articles on the scripting engine and what you can and can't do. Yes, sir, Ed, that'll be the same in Manage as it is in Automate. Tony, let me find that article for you. I'll send you the link. Documentation home, automate, sitemap. Hey, Tony, if you check the Zoom chat, I just put a link to the university article on the scripting. All right. Hey, Ed, are you good to go with your question? I will take no response as everything is perfect. All right. What else do we have today? Oh, really quick, one thing I found out last week, and let me find those articles, I can send it to you as well. If you guys are using Office 365, there's a new way you can configure your email connectors where it's leveraging an Azure application as opposed to the IMAP monitors. I highly recommend this. It's a lot more secure. And you don't have to deal with either setting your email connector boxes to have a password and never expire, or running the risk of your email connectors expiring, password expiring. I'm sending that in the Zoom chat as well. Take a look at that. It just came out, I think, earlier this month. Big fan of that setup. And later this week, I'm going to work on configuring that for my calendar sync as well. All right, guys. Well, if nobody has anything else, thank you for coming out today. We will be back next Tuesday. Rose will be here. That'll be Managed Focus. That will be Tuesday, March 3rd. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, will@baringmckinley.com. And if you have any just kind of last minute questions, I'll stay on here. Feel free to throw them on and I'll be happy to answer them. Nick is asking for patch management. I'm trying to come up with a way to notify clients of an upcoming server maintenance. I would also like to have this show the clients the report audit as well for patching. Any recommendations? Ooh, Nick, are you patching your client servers on a scheduled basis, or is it an ad hoc type of thing? Monthly scheduled basis per client level. You know, your best bet might just be schedule that patch report to go out the day before you're supposed to patch, and inside your email template say, hey, just a reminder, tomorrow we are patching your systems attached as your current status. So you could do all that through the report writer and the report templates and email templates. Very cool. Elizabeth is not seeing the links I put in the Zoom chat. Yes, this is where I'm putting them. Here, Elizabeth, I'll throw the last one right there. Do you see that? Is nobody seeing this? Oh my goodness. All panelists and attendees. Do you see that one? Okay. All right, so that was the link for the 365. Let's see, what is the other one I sent out? Here's my email address. Wow, I feel so silly. Sorry, guys. And Tony, if you're still here, here's that article on the scripting. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm still getting used to this webinar stuff. This just does not feel natural for me. Hopefully I get better. All right, any other questions today? All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday at noon. Bye-bye.